Good morning. Hello everybody. Welcome to my channel. My name is Chrissy. If you have just popped on here and you're new, I do prediction readings pretty much daily. So if you want to find out what's happening in the world globally, stay watching. We have created our own little world here called Terra Bella as well, because we choose to live in freedom and we don't want to go back to being restricted and having our lives dictated to. So stay watching and we'll see what messages come up for today. Now I'm getting visuals today of, it's like we're sitting in a forum. We're actually sitting, it's almost like if you think about a university and where they do the lectures and there's a person out the front and the seats go up and we're all kind of sitting in this lecture room, and it's like we're all being trained and taught. Now this is you guys watching my channel. We're the people that are sitting and learning. And oh gosh, I guess we could say that we have really been learning, haven't we? For the past 2.5, 3 years, we've been learning a lot. And mostly I think about ourselves. Like we've learned a lot about society as well and how the, well, psychology works out there, Shirley. We've learned a lot about ourselves and our inner strength and how we get through situations and how we do have that tenacity and that fight inside of us to keep going. So this is the kind of stuff we've learned. So we're sitting in this, like, I guess you could call it like a lecture theatre, like a lecture hall. And we're all the ones that are kind of doing these ones. We're like very interested in what this person has to say. I'll just see where else we go with this today. Oh, the guides. So we're in the master class. So if you think of anybody doing their masters at uni, this is kind of the level that we're at in our spiritual progression. We're sort of doing that extra part of the course. So, you know, you get people, they do their degrees or whatever, and then they end up doing their masters, or they just keep going. Well, this is kind of the image that I'm getting for us today. We're continuing with our learning and we're still going on further. So that's really the message. So today we're in the doing our masters at uni and we're sitting there like this. So it's like this spiritual lessons that we're having to still go through. But it's not, even though it's intense and it's like been exhausting, it's been a lot of work, it's taken us to a different level. And I think for anybody watching my videos out there, I know that you guys understand what I'm talking about, because we've found a way to navigate this and to manage our emotions and manage our feelings and our states of mind. We've sort of come to this place of really good balance. You know, I always talk about the scales. Well, we've finally kind of got the balance right. We've got the silliness and the agendas and all this elite garbage that's rolling out over here, and we're over here. But we've got the balance right now. We've managed to find that balance in our life. And I think anyone watching my video, you could probably say that you have come to that kind of quite a good balance. In this part of the COVID agenda story, I'll just see what else we get today. Sorry, I think I just spat then. Oh my God. I'll just see what else we get today. And they're saying that, like, the masterclass is not about ego at all. It's not about being like some super intellect, because we tend to think of some intellect doing a master's at uni. This is about us wanting to learn more and digging deeper, and it's about our passion. So the fact that we're doing more learning and more growing and more spiritual evolving is because we want to do it. We want to evolve as an individual. So it's nothing coming from ego, the masters, doing the masters. It's about from just purely because we're passionate about it and we want to know more. We have this real hunger and thirst for more knowledge. So I'm definitely getting that today. So if you're watching my video, you've really expanded in huge ways in the last, I would say, like nearly 3 years, isn't it? So you have really expanded. Oh, the sun's getting too bright again. I'm trying to get the light right. I'll just see what else we get today. Now, the spiritual awakening is really hurrying up now. So it's like someone's put their foot on the gas. So I'm getting this visual of someone's put their foot like on the accelerator, and the awakening is starting to happen faster. And we need it to happen faster because we need these people to wake up and see all the garbage they're being fed. I talked yesterday about these elites and the leaders. Gosh, Australia here, all our prime minister, premiers from each state came together with the prime minister. It was all really sus. And, you know, I was talking yesterday about all this signing of everything. And suddenly they're saying, oh, no, we're right now with the power issues. We've got some generator things kicked in and, oh, we're solving it all. So you don't have to worry. So, again, it's that, oh, nothing to see here, nothing to see here. Well, that's what I'm kind of getting. It's like we're having to speed up the pace of the awakening because the elites and the people in power are speeding up their process. Like I said the other day, they're getting it faster and faster and faster because they need it to roll out without any hiccups and hurdles. They don't want anyone standing up. So I'm definitely getting that today, that the awakening process is starting to speed up. It would have to be, wouldn't it? Gosh. Where are these people? I know they're exhausted, the castaways, but laying on the beach exhausted, but they have to be seeing this stuff. I mean, even here in Australia, like to get on the news, our Prime Minister, and say now there's no electricity issue, we've got it all sorted and the generator kicked in and everything's good. Like, why did we go through a week of saying there's no power and we've got coal shortages, but we're closing down coal mines? I have no doubt you guys are going through the same things. So these parliamentary leaders are giving very conflicting and confused messages. And it's starting to, I guess you could say, make them fumble. But it's making people really jumbled up. And this is the people waking up. They're so jumbled up with what the hell is happening. You know, again, because they're starting to use their logical mind. I said a lot of them are out of the mass psychosis, so their logical mind's starting to kick in and they're going, hang on, something isn't right here. How does a nation like, for example, Australia, with huge coal mines, you know, we've got the Snowy Power Scheme here where I live that can produce electricity, we've got wind farms, we've got solar, we've got all happening, and we've got a big electrical problem with electricity. Now, we all know, and if you're watching my channel, we all know about the 2030 agenda and the renewables and what's all being rolled out. We all know about that, but you've got to remember these people waking up don't know about all that. That's why it's very important that we're always those ones that plant the seeds and keep these things going around so that people can find the information. Oh, I know it gets tiring, guys, but that's our little purpose in life, is to just keep planting seeds, watering them, making them grow. But now I'm getting from the guides that the awakening process is being sped up because it needs to speed up, because we need people to understand what's going on. I'll just see where else we go with this today. Well, they're actually showing me like these people waking up, they're like getting out of bed. So they're showing me like they're at the stage where they've pulled the covers off, they're sitting on the edge of the bed and they're rubbing their eyes. So this is the waking up process. They're actually rubbing their eyes because they can't believe what they see. So they're having to rub the sleep out so they can see what the F is going on. So that's kind of where they're at. They've turned a corner. You know, when you think of someone turning and sitting up out of bed, I'm kind of getting that imagery. But what they're saying is that these people waking up are turning a corner now because there is too much coming at them too fast. I talk about it all the time. They're getting forced to look and they're getting forced to wake up because, like I said, these things aren't even hidden anymore. They're not even hiding it. The elites and that aren't even hiding it. Yes, we know they use distraction. Gosh, they tried at every turn. How much of the Johnny Depp, Amber Heard stuff was on our feeds? Tons. It was on all our feeds. Now, I wasn't watching many of those, and I got feeds by the dozens every day. But, you know, didn't get too much about the all the climate bills that would be passing and all the new mandate laws that were being signed off and changed. Didn't get any of that on my feed at all on Facebook or YouTube, you know. But, of course, we had the, oh, yes, the WHO is changing the name of the monkeypox, and, you know, they just direct and feed us whatever they want. Like I said, the big hurdles put in front of us yesterday to keep us busy and occupied in our minds on something else. Not all of you guys, because I know that you guys get what's going on. We see through the garbage. But for these people waking up, they're having to, like, sift through and come over and kind of help us with the welding of the hurdles and breaking down the pile of garbage so they can actually get to the bottom. But I'm definitely getting that waking up now. They've thrown the covers off and they're rubbing their eyes and sitting at the edge of the bed because they need to see what is happening. So things are turning. It's that shifting. If you think of the shifting of the body on the side of the bed, that's the imagery they're giving me. But that's what they're saying, is these people are shifting because they're starting to know something isn't right. Now, this gets back to, like I always say, their gut feelings, their senses. It becomes a knowing. You just, something's just amiss. Gosh, no joke, here in Australia again, or not Australia, but where I live, people are getting COVID like nobody's business. People are getting it for the second time. Oh, one of the people that ostracised me, one of my really good girlfriends, she's got it again. Someone told me that she had it again. I mean, you don't even want to laugh, do you? But you just kind of put your hands in there and go, yeah, and you vilified and ostracised all these unjabbed people or people who are standing up against tyranny. And here they are, boosted to the max and still getting the CV virus. So this is happening. I heard of probably 10 people that had it yesterday. It's that common now. And they're all even, I think, treating it like the flu. They don't even make a big deal of it anymore. But aren't they supposed to be protected? Like, honestly, you would have to be rubbing your eyes and going, hang on, what's happening here? What, they want us to have a fourth B jab? Like, I don't think so. I'm getting it anyway. Like, wouldn't that be... I mean, no, that's how we all think. We think it's absolutely ridiculous that they keep going back for more. But they're exhausted because they've lost that ability to kind of think for themselves, a lot of people. But they reckon, the guys are saying that this waking up process is speeding up. And, oh gosh, I hope it is speeding up. Because this is just exhausting to even watch as a movie going past, isn't it? I'll just see what else we get today. I said yesterday that this 2030 agenda, I feel, and the energy that the guides are giving me, is it's going to be really dragged forward. They can't afford, these elites and these people in power, they can't afford for people to see it. And I keep saying that. We already see it if you're watching my channel. But they're really dragging their goal lines forward. So, you know, I talk about 2025 being a real turning point. I'm really seeing that for, this is globally. I mean, it might take a bit longer for some things to sort of filter through, and to 2000 and, you know, or it might take a few years, 2027 or something like that. But I really feel that they've sped this up and they've brought the goals a lot closer now. And that's why there's this Speedy Gonzales kind of rushing out the agendas and signing everything off and getting all the bills passed. And like I said, the mandate rules, getting all this stuff into place. I watched something, actually, something briefly popped up, just reminds me, something briefly popped up on the news this morning because, as you know, I turn it on just for a giggle to see where we're at with the rollout. And they were talking about how, very soon, it could be, maybe 2 to 3 years, but we know it'll be like 6 months if the mainstream news says that. They said that we won't need our passcodes on our phones and our laptops and all this kind of stuff anymore. It's going to all be kind of digitally sorted. I only caught the last bit of the story, and, you know, the girls were going, oh, that's wonderful, I won't need to remember my passcode. So obviously it's going to be all thumbprints and, you know, all, when we've already kind of got that anyway. But obviously they're bringing these things forward really quickly, and they're trying to like desensitize everybody that this is going to be all normal, because even in the background they had all the like digital dots joined, and there was like all these visuals almost of the like facial recognition. If you've seen those facial recognition squares with the dots, and it's like a square drawn in dots, and how they well, and that's the other thing. They're already using, that's another thing. I don't know if I mentioned it. I can't remember. Did I tell you the other day that they're already using, I think I did, the facial tracking here in Australia in Bunnings, Kmart and the Good Guys. Yes, I did tell you. But that's the kind of stuff that they were talking about with our phones. Like, and obviously that's going to be like facial recognition. You know, you could probably hold your phone up and recognise as your face. Who knows? But they had all that kind of visual in the background, and they were pretending it was like all normal. So obviously I would say, you know, Bunnings and that were doing that without people knowing too. They got sort of caught out doing that. So, you know, where's all that data going? That's the questions that people were asking. So this is what I'm getting, like on TV now. They're bringing out these little subliminal messages of, oh, this is going to be all normal. Don't even worry about it. You know, nothing to see here. This is just going to make your life better. As we know, they all make out they're going to make our lives better. I love the way they're always making our lives better, aren't they? All the while taking everything from us. You know, destroying businesses, killing everybody's financial situations so that they're that depressed they have to go and see psychologists. How many people would be suffering really bad depression after the lockdowns? And this is just still filtering out. And imagine people with injuries that can't get any help at all because these people are exempt. Like, you know, how depressing and isolating would that be? Like, you can't, or people who've lost their jobs. The depression's got to be through the roof. So, you know, this is the kind of stuff they're doing now. They're so sneaky. They're just making it appear all normal and it's all in your favour. But, of course, we know it's never in our favour, is it? I'll just see what else we get today. Yeah, I just get that these leaders and the parliamentary people in government and that they're very, very sneaky. They're very conniving. They're very sneaky. And they're really evolving into these monsters. I hate to say it. Well, it's the truth, isn't it? They're really evolving into these monsters because it's almost like they're being fed power. You know, I talk about our little train that we chug along on and we feed it coal and, you know, we just keep going along the train track. But these tyrannical leaders and dictators are now being fed power. So they get fueled up by power. And, you know, that's what keeps them going. The more power hungry they are as they go along. So this is what I'm getting for these people. They're just so power hungry. It's like there is no end goal for them. There is no, like, deadline. They can never get enough power. It's like something that they just can't satisfy. You know, I guess it's like a drug if you think about cocaine or heroin or something like that. These elite dictators need their drug fix, which is their power. We know it's about money. Gosh, we're not stupid. I mean, half of them are already wealthy beyond measure anyway. Look at all their private jets and things they take to Davos. But this is more about power. This is about power and being in control of the masses and the little people and wanting to stomp all over them and put yourself up on this big pedestal. God, we know Trudeau does that. He does it every week, doesn't he? He feeds himself more power. Well, it's happening here in Australia. We've got this new Prime Minister here. You'll have to look him up. Anthony Albanese. Go and look it up. And I want to hear your comments down below because I know you guys are just you're gonna laugh. He's just this, I don't even know how to describe it. He's like a person who doesn't have like a backbone and he's just reciting all the agenda information and he's saying things rote fashion. It's all word for word, like it's all kind of rehearsed. It's just, I get all, you know when you, oh God, I can't even explain it. You have to go and check him out. Anthony Albanese in Australia. He doesn't give you confidence because you know he's not an independent thinker, and now he's been given this role where he's like in charge of everybody. You can see he just thinks he's got it all sorted, but it's almost like I get embarrassed every time I hear him because I hear every word. He goes, the reset, 2030 agenda, renewables. Like everything that comes out of his mouth is straight out of like the World Economic Forum, and it just makes me cringe. I'm sure you guys are going through a lot of this as well. It's not just here in Australia. But yeah, check him out and let me know what you think about him down there. Oh, he's not Trudeau, like he's not Macron. He's like, I don't even know how to describe him. Just go check him out and let me know what you guys think, because I do really respect your opinions and I do value your input on my channel. So I'll just see if there's any closing messages today. Yeah, look, I'm getting that these people that are waking up, sitting on the side of the bed now, they're getting really furious. They're still in two minds as to what is real. They cannot believe that they have been lied to. And you've got to realise, when people start finding out they've been lied to by government, by leaders, by world, oh, God, what would you even call them? I call them monsters, and we call them monsters, but world people in power and in charge, they would be starting to question the whole pandemic event as well. Because isn't it strange how the 2030 agenda and everything else that they've implemented has been going on, and meetings were held like 6 years ago, even longer than that, as we know, probably 10 years ago, even 30, according to David Icke. But these planned agendas have been planned for so long that people would have to, if they tap on any of those videos, look back and go, how does the pandemic fit into this? Isn't that weird that that came along right at that time? See, this is what I'm saying about they have to start to look, because the veils have lifted, the information's spreading. That, you know, they're wanting to inject tiny children. Like, what is that? Let's hand them a big book of all that Pfizer paperwork to the parent and be honest. I bet you they wouldn't be injecting those children after that. God, it's just, I know you guys understand where I'm coming from. It's just the most ridiculous experience that we've ever had in our whole lives, isn't it? It's just, and it's still ongoing. And that's why it's so important that we really maintain our balance. It's really crucial to our happiness and our freedom. You know, I always talk about us being really opened up and not having that anxiety. Someone was talking to me yesterday about people having anxiety that are, and I have to agree, I've got a girlfriend here who is extremely anxious. She can't even go to work. She's had to almost quit her job because her anxiety is so bad. Double jabbed, had the B, probably even had a fourth one, wouldn't surprise me. She even told me that everything that I believe in isn't true. It's just not true love, she said to me. You know, and I know you guys are going through the same things. People's anxiety, and I don't think it's just because of I think it's because of everything's closing in on them now. It's closing in on them. Not us. Not closing in on us, because we push it away and we stand up. We're the jack in the box and we keep coming up and fighting back and coming up and fighting back. But, you know, these are the kind of things that we're all going through. We're seeing people that are getting anxious now. You know, I got attacked the other day on Facebook by someone who had a blood clot, and she said that I was talking about Justin Bieber, and of course that I wasn't a doctor and how would I know, but she meanwhile has just gone to the doctors and they still don't know what's wrong with her, and she's had a blood clot. So obviously she's panicking, full of anxiety. It's not our problem. I didn't give Justin Bieber a blood clot. Like, what did give him a blood clot? And his wife a mini stroke. So, you know, this is starting to cause anxiety and panic in these people in all areas, not just health. We've got financial, we've got, God, everything. How you buy a house, how do you get ahead? Small businesses are closing up every day. This is happening. They're sitting on the side of the bed and they're having to rub their eyes and see the truth. Oh, fingers crossed this is really happening. They need to see the truth, because there's so much truth coming out now. It's all bubbled to the surface. I talked about that a long time ago, and the bubbles pop. And then the information's out there. It's out there for good. You can't take it away. And we all share that much, don't we? We share it here and share it there and share this video and share that video. It's popping up in their face all the time. And then they're going to hear that word on the mainstream news, like 2030 agenda, renewable energy, but never anything about the World Economic Forum or Klaus Schwab. I have noticed that. I'm sure you guys aren't getting any of that on mainstream media either. I'll just see if there's any final message today. They're showing me for some reason a little, like a bell, like a tinker bell, like a tingling bell. And if you think about a bell, usually it's to get someone's attention. Like we've got one at work. If Tim's outfitting a battery, it's in the office and someone can just ring it and he can hear it, that they're there. And it's also, you know, you think of a tingling bell. It's to get attention, isn't it? So it's almost showing me like we're the ones ringing the little bells and we're trying to get people's attention. Hello, look over here. You know, we're still hidden, and it might even be that we're behind the fence like Wilson and we're holding the bell over and we're ringing it for people to sort of come towards that soothing sound of the little tinkling bell. You know, you think of a little tinkling bell ringing, it is to get attention. You know, teachers might use it at school to get the kids in. There's often a bell like, come on everybody, line up, or there's this sound of the bell because, you know, again, we get back to that vibration. And again, we've got that, this is you guys watching my video, we've got that soft vibration going now where we're just tinkling the bell and trying to get their attention, and attention in a good way to wake them up, but they can't ignore the bell. It's like you can't ignore it. When someone's ringing a little bell, you know, you look or you start to hear it and you start looking around, but it's just in a very subtle way. It's not like a ding, it's not that kind of bell. It's just that little jingle of a little bell, like a little, just enough to grab their attention. And that's what we've been doing. We've been just ringing that little bell all the while, staying safe and looking after ourselves. But we keep just ringing that little bell, which gets their attention. And that's the image I'm going to leave you with today. Please stay strong, everybody. You know, gosh, this has been a hell of a journey, hasn't it? Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. Hit the like buttons. And look, please share my messages if you think it'll help somebody. Comment down below. You know, I love hearing from you guys. We all have great laughs and great chats sometimes. Some of the things that my guides come up with, honestly, I do laugh myself because it's just, oh, but it's all helping to keep us strong and leading us somewhere. So look, please take care. Have a wonderful day. I'm going to say goodbye from Australia, and have a wonderful day, everybody. Bye from Australia. Bye.